What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So today we're going to talk about a certified stepper, Lefty Gunplay. Get a few more. Oh, well, hold on. There you go. Shout out to Camp Capone. Camp Capone gave Lefty the platform again, and I want to say from the very beginning, man, that I was glad to see Lefty in the mind state he was in. Go on over and check out Camp Capone's new interview with Lefty. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't, eh? Like, are we men or not? Social media is a fucking trip, man. So the interview is almost 2 hours long. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched a lot of it. I skipped around a little bit because I don't want to do a video that's too long. I know you guys keep telling me, do longer ones. This one may be a longer one, though. But when I say, are we men or not? The reason why I'm saying that is because I look in the comment section and there are a whole lot of people that have a whole lot to say about this man's appearance, like everything. Eh? And I know it happens to me all the time. Everybody got something to say. From a distance, from the safety of their cardboard box or their living room, their mom's pad, whatever it is, right? But I've been around drug addicts. You know, I lived a criminal life. I was in prison. I gave the system more time than a lot of guys that are commenting have even been on earth, right? Unfortunately, because of my stupid ass decisions, right? But I saw people say he can't control his jaw and this and that. He has grills. He kept biting down on his grills to make sure they stayed in. It was obvious what was going on, right? Does Lefty have some quirks about him? We all do. We all do. But I gotta say, man, enjoy the hate. So I saw where Lefty said he watches every day. He didn't say he watched me. He was mad at Gunner. Gunner, he's mad at you, fool. Better fix that shit. But serio, Lefty, I get it. You watch, Holmes, and I appreciate that you don't take anything I say the wrong way because I try to be fair no matter what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. But one thing you need to understand is this. I am blessed to have, with my 3 channels, I just started a brand new the third one, the one you were talking about, the weekly recap. That's a brand new one. It's not even monetized yet, right? It's almost at 5,000 subscribers. But combined, my 3 channels have over 80,000 subs. Thank you very much to everybody that's subscribed. Now, what I want to tell you is this, Holmes. As loyal as my subscribers are, the haters are more loyal, homeboy. Your haters are going to watch everything you put out. They're not going to miss a single thing. They're the true life stands. Eh? They hate you. They hate me so much that they talk about me constantly. They don't miss anything. They go on other platforms and talk about me. And they're doing that to you. Understand, that's money in your pocket, especially with YouTube. It helps. Now, I want to get into the video. Some of the things that you talked about in the video. Some of the things that Lefty Gunplay discussed in the video. There's a lot of other things that I'm sure I missed that are important, but there's just a few things that stood out to me. And the first one I want to talk about is Lefty Gunplay was talking about all the women, the new women in his life, and the revolving door of women, right? And then he tied it in a little bit later after he originally brought that topic up. And he talked about, it's the chase. Men are hunters. We are hunters. It's our natural instinct. The thrill of the hunt is a natural instinct for us. And then he talked about how once he gets it, he don't want it. And he talks about the only place he's comfortable is with his baby's mom. That's where you should probably be, Holmes. And I'm going to tell you why. It's a lot cheaper. For one, she gave you a baby. But for two, entertaining a bunch of women is very expensive. That's a young man's game. And even though you're young, you're not that young. So there's that. I want to address that. Another thing, and these are things to me, like I know to other people and be like, what the fuck is Dubs talking about? I'm talking about, I'm seeing a young man who got out of prison and got cast into the spotlight. And there's money and there's drugs and there's alcohol and there's all these things, these flashy things that can get you sidetracked. And I see someone who I feel he was not on drugs during this interview, which is exactly what I want to see. He was drinking. That's cool. But the things he's talking about, what he's thinking about. So he's thinking about this whole thing with women. You get burnt out. Trying to be a player is old shit. That's what you do as a teenager, right? But then when I hear him talking about where he wants to live, the fact that he said he would prefer to live in a place where you got to push a few numbers to get in, a gated community, basically, a secured environment. Perfect. Music to my ears. I think of Nipsey Hussle a lot when I see Lefty Gunplay. Nipsey Hussle was doing a lot for his community and felt that he owed his community a whole lot more than other people who had made it out. They didn't look back. Nipsey was right there, and because he was there, somebody got an opportunity they shouldn't have had. So there's that, man. So hopefully you do get into something that's more secure. Hopefully you do move in your baby's mom and your kid. Those things will slow you down. You'll find yourself, watch, after a while being like, the homies go, hey, let's go do this. I'm good, homie. I'm going to kick it with my kid. Kick it with my kid and my lady, eh? Watch a movie. Get ready. That's what's going to happen. And they're going to say, oh, man, you're a pussy. All right. Good luck out there. Go get yourself some money, and we'll try again tomorrow. But put you first. If not first, be second. Your kids first. The next thing that he brought up, again, to me, an old dinosaur. I'm 50 years old. You know, I did the whole juvenile thing, juvenile hall, group home, camp, California Youth Authority, the CDC. You know, I was shooting. I've been convicted of murder. You know, and all of that means nothing. I was able to finally grow up and figure out what's important in life. I figured out how to live. And so when I hear this youngster with all the flashy shit going on around him, I'm paying attention like, where's his focus? This next thing that I wrote down that he brought up was that he is learning from Swifty Blue's mistakes. I know I've roasted Swifty. It's never personal, Holmes. It's never personal. You could have been where this guy's at right now. You just do the goofiest shit. You don't let your talent work for you. You get caught up in all these other sideways ass, backwards ass, even your haircut. Swifty, por favor. Shave it and start over. Chingao. Get a mohawk or something, eh? I don't know what to tell Swifty, but I'm glad that Lefty is seen. Like he said, look, this dude, Swifty Blue, got it in his mind. He was it. He was bigger than everything else, and everything was going to have to go through him. Look at how that changed. So, these first few things that I wrote down, man, to me, see, I don't listen I don't give a damn. If you have to sit down with somebody you despise and have a discussion, get your ego out the way. Get your biases out the way. Listen. You know, there's a saying, focus on your similarities and not your differences, right? That's how you make some headroom in life. If I stay, everybody I talk to, if they say something I don't like and I immediately shut it down, I shut myself down, right? So the fact that he's seeing and he's learning from Swifty makes him, Swifty needs to stay away from cameras. As soon as somebody pulls out a phone to answer a phone call, assume that they're recording you, Swifty, and get the fuck out of there. Because you're going to say something stupid. You can't help it. So I'm glad to hear that. Now, the next one, and this isn't anything big to anyone else, but these are things that in my mind, the way I look at things. Johnny Dang. Shout out to Johnny Dang. It's out there in Texas, right? Johnny Dang gave Lefty a $70,000 grill for free. It's a smart business move. It is. It's a very smart business move. Lefty's hot. He's everywhere. Look, he's on Camp Capone shouting out Johnny Dang. Cool. But at the end of the day, Johnny Dang didn't have to do that. There's something about Lefty that people that are around him apparently want to be around him and want to do for him. I see him, and I've said it from jump. When Lefty very first came out, and I'll say it now, I see a dude with a good heart, but his heart and mind are torn. He's in two places. He's in rap in the streets. I'm rooting for rap. I really am. And I'm sure there's people around him that are rooting for the streets. You know, it's like, you know, back in the 80s. Dope dealers in LA, you know what, the coke dealers, you know what they wanted? They just wanted to hook one star. One star. Richard Pryor. Boom. Look at how much look at how much coke he smoked. Rick James. There's a laundry list of stars that you didn't even hear about. And these guys just wanted to hook one. See, they don't want your talent to win. They just want your money. So hopefully Lefty Gunplay will get in a position where he'll be able to step back a little bit and start realizing, hey, who wants the best for me? Well, your daughter or your child does. I don't know if you have a son or a daughter. I think you said you had a daughter, but your child does. Your mom does. Probably your baby mama does. Your grandma, like, maybe you have some homeboys that do. You'll figure it out. Hopefully you'll figure it out. Like you said, you would never want to be sitting back in the cell again. Pay attention to who's talking about doing what. And pay attention to when people want to go somewhere that's nice. Who's paying for it? You don't got to pay for everything. And that leads to the next thing, where Lefty said he's having trouble saving money. That's one of the hardest things for him to do. And there's going to be a couple things. The next thing's going to tie into, so I'm going to tie that in. Lefty's talking about how he's making $10,000 to $15,000 a show. Protect your brand. You are your brand. Every time you step out of your house, you are promoting your brand, eh? The way your hair is, the way your shirts are, your pants, everything about you is your brand. Don't ever cheapen it. If you're at 10 to 15 racks, then you should be going up, never down. Never down. It don't matter what the venue is. Never lower your price. Never cheapen your brand, eh? What you need to do, I heard Lefty Gunplay say, I don't even count my money. Don't say shit like that, because they're going to be like, we could short him. Especially if you're under the influence when they pay you. All right? What you need to do, every time you do a show, put at least 20%, if not 30%, away. Put it away. I don't know where you got to put it. Me, I put stuff away in cash because I never use cash. So I forget about it. You use cash. Maybe you need to put it on a card. I don't know. You got to figure it out. The next one, again, these are things to me that stood out. And we'll get back to the gunner thing before we close. But these are the things that really, to me, impressed me about this young man. And I hope impress other people. Again, imagine being in prison. And I don't care. People get caught up in how much time he really did. He did time, you know? And I don't care, oh, boy, was he really in the Bay? Yeah, he was in the Bay. Well, how long? I don't give a damn. People don't understand how, if you're not from California, you haven't been behind the walls in California, you don't understand, Holmes. A violation can turn into a stretch. I've seen it. I've talked about a neighbor that I had, not a celly, a neighbor I had in Pelican Bay Shoe. He was from King Cobras. That vato had been 12 years, had been down 12 years, and he came in on a parole violation. It's California. You could wind up dead or killing somebody, doing a violation. You never know, man. But with having done that and get out and the money, the cars, the jewelry, the dope, the liquor, all these things that are made to sidetrack you, especially with the track record that you have of failure in society, the track record that most of us have that grow up in that environment, to be thinking about things. Maybe you're not putting everything in motion. You're young. Takes a while. But he's thinking about things. And what was important to me, the visual to me that was very important, was his niece got in trouble or whatever happened at school, and he went to go get his niece, and all the kids went crazy. That should be a moment right there. When you see kids going crazy, they know who Lefty Gunplay is. That is a moment they will talk about 20 years from now. Regardless of what happens to Lefty Gunplay, 20 years from now, they're going to say, man, I remember I met him at the school. And whatever they say after that. Hopefully, Lefty Gunplay keeps in mind that he's the author of the way that story gets told. Man, I remember he came and he was in, maybe he was in his Maybach. I don't know, whatever he was in. And he picked up his niece. Man, that was right before he made this movie and that movie. And then he made this platinum album. You're in charge of that, Lefty. We are all in charge of the story that people get to tell about us. Nobody else is in charge of that. Us. By what we choose to do and how much effort we put into that. Right? Now, here's where things... And this is the thing, and I know people are watching and they're waiting, and people are going to say, oh, Dubs is biased. I'm not biased towards anything. I'm fair with everyone and everything. Okay? But right here, and this is a part of it that I'm passionate about. The second part of this. The first part is this. Lefty Gunplay is very upset about raza from Northern California coming to No Jumper and being interviewed. The first thing I want to say, I want to give Lefty some advice. I want to give all of these rappers in Southern California some advice. They don't got to listen. Look at me assuming they all watch me. But let me give you some advice. See, Lefty said, I'm going to call this place. I'm going to call No Jumper and tell them I don't want to be here. I don't want them nowhere in Southern California. That personally, I feel like you should have never said that. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you what I would have done. If I was in that position and I wanted that to happen, I never speak it for others to hear. Not on social media. I pick up the phone and I call Adam. I say, this is what's up, Holmes. You know what I mean? Like this, whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't want this, that. That way, if Adam, 16, decides he's still going to do it, it doesn't get thrown in my face like, Vato thought he had some pull. Look at here we are, because that's what's gonna happen. Eh? The second thing, look at. Okay, I was scribbling. I got to look at my scribbles. And I never do this. I never write stuff down. But for this, I wanted to make sure I gave him a shine. I wanted to point things out because these things can be applied to everyone's lives. But the thing is this: Adam 22, Adam 16. How dare I call him 22? Adam 16 has been a hazard for the black community for years. He is. From my point of view, he's been a hazard to the black community, to black lives for years. And recently, he's trying to become a hazard for the brown community. Unfortunately, a lot of raza from Southern California have been on his platform, come on, man. The raza is known to be very organized and very structured when it comes to this type of stuff. And this dude, with the allegations against him, to have people going on his platform is a trip to me. That's his own thing, though. It is what it is. But is it really a coincidence that when Lefty came on and said something about up north, that immediately he had several from up north come down? And I truly believe there's going to be a demo put down. Somebody in the raza community, I don't know what lado it's going to be, I don't know which side it's going to be, somebody's going to put a demo down. Somebody is. It's bound to happen. But I don't blame at all, and Lefty Gunplay and whoever else can disagree with me. I do not blame any of them. I do not blame any of these rappers from Northern California for coming to Southern California. Biggest fucking market. LA and New York, Atlanta as well, but LA and New York, the biggest markets. They'd be fools not to come down here. They'd be fools not to take advantage of Adam 16's manipulation. They get more than Adam does. Now, I've always said I don't see a single rapper who has blown up after being on No Jumper. No Jumper gets money, a lot of money. Not as much as he used to, or as they used to, but they get money. But what are these rappers from the black and the brown community? What are they getting? Not a shot at nobody, but Rico Too Smooth was on there. I did a video on it. It was one of the worst viewed videos I've ever done. And then Rico he released a video. He released a song. No Jumper didn't help his views. So again, if someone doesn't want somebody somewhere, don't put it out on social media, because it's going to be, I guarantee you, there's going to be more rappers from up north on No Jumper, and they're going to put it out there. I thought you were going to stop us. What's going to happen is someone is going to, and look, Holmes, I really believe wholeheartedly, I'm not going to say who, but I truly, truly believe there are definitely Fed CIs within that platform. I feel I know of at least two of them that there's things that are said and done. I just feel like I feel like it's a program. I feel like it didn't start as a program. It has become a program. And there is I honestly believe what I see that platform as right now, what it has devolved into, from a hip hop platform to this LA gang thing. I really believe it's a program to target LA gangs and LA gang leaders. So people should be very careful. Hey, but what do I know? This is all allegedly. I got to make sure I say that. Allegedly. But just look at the last year and a half or so. What that platform has become. Maybe even 2 years. Look at what it's become. And what does it benefit? No Jumper to have gang members on. LA gang members. And to have all this bickering back and forth. And now to be bringing in the brown community. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm an old school criminal, ex-gangster. I always look at the angles, eh? If I'm going to interact with somebody, especially if I'm in that world and I have that mentality, what's his bottle going to get out of it? What's his angle? I need to know you are not going to come up off of me when I'm thinking like that. What's No Jumper's angle? So don't blame any artist that wants to go to any platform. Blame the platform. But also try to figure out what is that platform up to. Not no good. Definitely not any good. This platform is the one that they pity each other against each other for views. So far, they've all played along. Somebody's going to be one of them dudes that's like, I don't play that. And something serious is going to happen. But anyways, before I go, Lefty is very upset with Gunner. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. In having personal conversations with him, he don't have ill will towards you or anyone else. Even the people that hate on him for reals. He doesn't even waste his time on them. But I don't think he has any ill will towards you. But I can't change your mind and how you feel, right? I do hope that people go over there and with the unbiased mind, sit down and listen, and hopefully you will see his growth. He is very much against, he said straight out, I don't have, and I never use these prison terms. I try to never use them. But I'm gonna quote, it might not be verbatim, but I want to quote something that he said, and it was along the lines of this. He said, he don't have a problem with anybody up north, but he does have a problem with norteños. I understand what he's saying. And this is another thing where it goes back to his heart and his mind. He's got rap and he's got the streets. His heart is in the streets, his mind is in rap. A wise man uses intellect over his emotion. Your mind controls your heart. Don't let it be the other way around. That's how we wind up killing people. That's how we wind up smacking people. That's how we wind up back in prison. If you can utilize your intellect over emotion, you keep things in perspective. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, right? I'm out of here.